Good evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News, coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Answana Isonyase. Here are the main news headlines. On his ongoing Meet the People tour, President Barrow visited the road development projects in Basse, as well as the Sare Silere water and electricity projects in Woolly West. A two-day national stakeholders dialogue on mental health rights in the Gambia commenced today as part of efforts to address mental health challenges in the Gambia. The Gambia Bureau of Statistics commemorated African Statistics Day alongside the Producer-User Forum on Monday. And the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment hosted a one-day forum focused on the African Continental Free Trade Area Protocol on Women and Youth in Trade. A two-day ethics training for notaries public, commissioners of oaths and justices of the peace was organized by the Judiciary of the Gambia. Well, stay tuned as we bring on these and other stories. And now here's the news in detail. Now, as part of his Meet the People tour, President Barrow visited the ongoing road development projects in Basse, as well as the Sare Silere water and electricity projects in Woolly West. As Usman Jatta reports, the President also inaugurated the foundation for the new residence and office complex for the governor of the Upper River region.
Rural Gambia is undergoing substantial development with major advancements in road infrastructure, water and electricity modernization projects. The President's convoy visited the ongoing construction of the 13-kilometer Basse-Mane-Kunda and Demba-Kunda road projects.
So they will build all of okay. Then you are sloping so you wear that young
Nyamanga silo da manti nani kabodde mbakunda kata minene kunu anin kununko niye nyo fiatekela niye mano fiatekela niye kabo fiatekela bi ye fem pije abelota kenyole kana kabesama bande tankata wala isalo.
The President and his officials are currently touring the Basse-Mane-Kunda routes, heading straight to the governor's residence. These highways, when fully constructed, would change the lives of the people living here. The President also officially laid the foundation stone for the construction of a new office complex and residence for the governor of the Upper River region. This project is expected to improve administrative efficiency and provide a more modern working environment for regional officials.
I think we are building a strong foundation going forward. We are just from Demba-Kunda. You see, I know Demba-Kunda very well, how that road was. Now Demba-Kunda will be connected to Basse. We have gone inside Basse. For the first time, inside Basse is having roads, concrete roads. I was really amazed with the speed of the contract. Definitely, I was surprised because I never thought that they have gotten to that level. And you have seen, we have visited governor's office also. We are building a modern office to create the environment, so that when you are posting somebody, it is just like you are in Banjul. If you have the facilities and everything, the facilities you have in Banjul, what is the difference? There is no difference. So that's what we have been seeing in the country. Definitely, we are very impressed.
Following this, the convoy headed inland to Woolly West, where President Barrow visited Sare Silere, a region already witnessing significant progress in water management.
So this is a community that has really not been having water. They have been drawing from their well 2 a.m. in the morning, and only one animal cannot just draw. They have to tie 2 animals together to draw water. So with the intervention of the project, now they have the bucket they use is very heavy. And see some of the from 12 until 4 animals are just coming.
This animal drinking point in Sale Silere in Woolly East URR brings hope for the community. This community has been struggling with water crisis for over decades, but now with this intervention of the government and international partners, they have been able to get a borehole of this kind, and this is significantly changing life at this particular community.
All these projects are going down, drinking point. So we are doing all of this at the same time, so that is development. I'm seeing that it is making a big impact, and I think we are building a strong foundation.
Here at Sare Silere in Woolly West, the government is not only providing water, it is also empowering young people to venture into animal husbandry.
The president's next stop was at the large-scale solar plant in Sare Demba Toro. This facility is part of the Gambia's broader push for renewable energy. It serves as a symbol of the nation's dedication to combating climate change and ensuring long-term energy security.
See, there is electricity all over. I look at the electricity, I say, well, then I have covered the entire Gambia. Because they were at a disadvantage, because they were far. But now, that is not the question.
As the president's motorcade left the solar plant, local residents lined the streets to greet President Barrow, sharing their excitement for a future shaped by these transformative projects. Usman Jata reporting for QTV News from the Upper River region.
Now, away from the president's tour, a two-day national stakeholders dialogue on mental health rights in the Gambia commenced today as part of efforts to address mental health challenges in the Gambia. The forum is organized by the National Human Rights Commission and partners. Alucia reports.
In common with many countries, the Gambia continues to face significant challenges in addressing mental health-related disorders. According to the organizers of this event, individuals with mental health conditions often experience discrimination and stigmatization in society, among other problems. Treating mental health remains a low priority in both the private and public sectors, with limited support services, a shortage of trained professionals, and weak institutional frameworks to address mental health issues. This is probably best illustrated by the country having only one psychiatric hospital, Tanka Tanka. Welcoming the dialogue as timely and relevant, Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow says mental health remains a rising global health issue due to various factors such as substance abuse.
The World Health Organization, as we have been informed earlier on, estimates that 1 in 4 people will experience mental health illness in their lifetime, with depression and anxiety alone costing the global economy approximately $1 trillion annually. In the Gambia, the rise in mental health conditions exacerbated by the abuse of illicit substances like kush, cannabis, and other hard drugs has become a pressing concern.
Mental health right is a fundamental human right recognized in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Emmanuel Diop, the chairperson of the National Human Rights Commission, and Della Faikoli, Executive Director of Action Aid International de Gambia, respectively, say mental health remains one of the most misunderstood and stigmatized aspects of health.
Stigma and misconception around mental health have prevented open discussion. It has hindered timely interventions, and it has exacerbated the challenges faced by individuals living with mental health conditions.
The draft mental health bill, which was validated in 2019, is yet to reach Cabinet and the National Assembly for approval and rollout for use by stakeholders. The existing draft mental health policy developed in 2007 is also outdated. Even if it was used by now, it really needs to pick up the emerging issues that we are aware of.
Carl Frederick Paul, the UN Resident Coordinator, and Dr. Babanding Sabali, the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health, who represented Health Minister Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate, underscored the importance of this forum in finding sustainable solutions to the mental health crisis in communities.
Our responsibility is clear. We must advance laws and policies that protect the human rights of those with mental health, but also with psychosocial disabilities, so no one is left behind.
This, therefore, places mental health as an important element in all health dispensation. Untreated mental health represents life interrupted, potentials unrealized, and families affected.
The dialogue highlighted the need for public awareness campaigns, policy and law reforms, increased funding to improve mental health services across the country, and stronger collaboration among stakeholders. Stakeholders are hopeful that the outcome from this forum will lead to actionable steps. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Now, the Gambia Bureau of Statistics, GBOS, commemorated African Statistics Day alongside the Producer User Forum on Monday. The event is held annually on November 18th. Here is Mamadou Gajaga.
Officials from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, government representatives, members of the National Statistics Council, and other stakeholders gathered to discuss the importance of data collection and utilization. This year's theme for Africa's Statistics Day is supporting education by modernizing the production of fit-for-purpose statistics. Aliou Sow, the Gambia's Deputy Statistician General, spoke about the significance of the day.
We should all be committed to transparency, quality, and innovation in our work, engaging users to receive feedback in our work, which enhances the relevance and impact of the data we produced. Because if we are in the business of producing numbers, most of the time, those who produce numbers don't like criticism. So once you produce numbers, no one should say this is wrong. You always believe that whatever numbers you produce, the quality is so high to the extent that no one should touch your numbers. But we should be open up, welcome feedbacks from our users and even other producers of data so that we can improve what we're doing.
Serin Falunjai, chairman of the Statistics Council, says the annual Statistics Forum provides a platform for dialogue between producers and users of statistics. This helps to better understand the needs for improving communication and collaboration, as well as promoting transparency and fostering innovation.
Which is called, or abbreviated, NSS, plays a very crucial role in modernizing data value chain processes, including data generation, dissemination, and administration, with a view to ensuring timely production and use of reliable official statistics, which is crucial for evidence-based policy and decision-making. Furthermore, it aims to ensure that civil society, academia, the private sector, and all other stakeholders have complementary and supplementary roles to play as significant alternatives to the traditional data producers.
Statistics play a crucial role in using data to make informed decisions by analyzing and verifying information. It helps identify patterns and trends, revealing how things change over time. Additionally, statistics can be used to predict future events and behaviors, while also providing a framework for evaluating risk and weighing options. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
The report there by Mamadou Gajaga will lead us to the commercial break, but we will be right back.
mooy fan fii mooy Inessa di place bi nga xam ne moom la ñëpp taaw place bii bépp xeetu ataaya bu baax rek bu dugg see ci dëkk bi xamal li fii rek la am bara warga bii neex na lool saf na ba pare tamit nag am gu bu neex boo ko naanee rek da ngay kontaan ci saas añ ba suur ba gëreesal li nga lekk jëndal baara ataaya bii ndax moom la ñëpp taamu gis nga sama client bii ataaya bu neex bu ne moom laa koy njëkk a jox ndax moom kat ataaya bu neex rek lay wër baara warga bii mooy warga bi gën te moo gën a saf kon nag ràññee leen ko bu baax kon daw leen gaaw ca Banjul foofu ca Inessa di place bi nga xam ni foofu rek nga ko mën a amee wholesale wala retail mu ngi foofu ci boori court house bi foofu ca Banjul wala nga daw ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique fépp foo dugg rek di nga mën a am baara warga bii nga xam ne moom la ñëpp di wër tey baara warga moo dàq ci warga yi man maa ngi ci moom ndax su ma maree ataaya moom rek lay naan.
Welcome back. Following the commercial break, be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Answana Esonyase. Now, the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment hosted a one-day forum focused on the African Continental Free Trade Area Protocol on Women and Youth in Trade, with the goal of ensuring the active participation of Gambian youth and women in trade opportunities. Mamla Bukar was there and seen our reports.
The African Continental Free Trade Area is a key initiative under the African Union's Agenda 2063, the Africa We Want. Its aims are to establish a single market for goods and services, boost intra-African trade, and foster greater economic integration across the continent. One of the key protocols of the AFCFTA agreement focuses on the inclusion of youth and women in trade. Its objective is to support youth and women-owned businesses in expanding their participation in intra-African trade. This forum aims to ensure that Gambian youth and women gain a thorough understanding of the protocol. Musa Sawane is the principal economist at the Ministry of Trade.
The AFCFTA is more than a trade agreement. It is a catalyst for change, a driver of inclusion, and a tool for shared prosperity. The Protocol on Women and Youth in Trade embodies the essence of this transformative agenda, ensuring that no one is left behind in the Africa and Gambia's journey towards integration and growth.
The government ratified the AFCFTA agreement in 2019. As part of their national implementation strategy, they have identified priority actions for the youth and women of the country. These actions have been ongoing since 2020 and will remain a focus until 2029 to ensure the effective realization of AFCFTA's full benefits. Here are Fatima Moloshi, the CEO of the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce, and Beatrice Mboj, the CEO of the Gambia Women Chamber of Commerce.
When international investors are supposed to come here, they are not supposed to compete with our local people here. We need to make sure if the international markets are coming, let them bring products or let them bring services that our local people are not doing. So we will urge the government to help us in that aspect very well, especially the Ministry of Trade, so that our entrepreneurs that are producing locally, their businesses can grow bigger.
Without product development, we cannot benefit from the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Without proper product packaging and proper product labeling, it's going to take a long time for us to get to where we are. If we cannot compete locally, we cannot compete outside the Gambia.
Stakeholders, government officials, and trade experts will address emerging challenges and barriers faced by youth and women entrepreneurs, including issues related to access to finance, training, and market information. Babukar Kebe, the CEO of the Gambia Startup Chamber of Commerce, shared his insights as a trade expert.
The AFCFTA has about 1.6 billion market space that is available for all of us. What the government can do is to ensure legal documents are in place, regulations are in place, the environment is available. But the individual that should take that action to another level is us sitting around this table here.
This event is part of a broader initiative to revitalize the Gambia's trade industry, ensuring the country full benefits from the AFCFTA and strengthen its position as a competitive player in both regional and global markets. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
Now, Supreme Court Judge Omar M.M. Jai has urged judicial officers to consistently uphold the highest ethical standards in their professional duties. He made this call during the opening of a two-day ethics training for notaries public, commissioners of oaths and the justices of the peace. More in this report. As participants undergo rigorous training on ethical conduct, Justice Omar M.M. Jai of the Supreme Court of the Gambia reminded them of the critical importance of preserving public trust in the legal system by fulfilling their duties with integrity and impartiality. Highlighting the significance of the training, Justice Nyai explained that it is an integral part of the judiciary's strategic plan for 2021-2025. He also expressed gratitude to partners like the American Bar Association for their continued support of the judiciary's reform initiatives, particularly in capacity building.
On behalf of the Honorable Chief Justice, I would encourage all participants to engage actively in the training, seek clarification where needed, and take full advantage of this opportunity for professional growth. Every opportunity for training and further development should be made good use of, because it is only through professional development training that we enhance our skills to be able to better serve the public.
Sandra Auriema, country representative and chief of party of the American Bar Association Rule of Law Initiative, and Abdul Conte, judicial secretary, emphasized the importance of deepening judicial officers' understanding of the ethical principles that guide their work. They urge participants to consistently reflect on their commitment to always uphold the rule of law.
They are ethical imperatives that ensure fairness, transparency, and accountability. Every oath you administer, every document you notarize, every decision you witness carries with it the weight of public confidence in the justice system.
Members of the association are quasi-judicial officers. Therefore, their roles and duties in the administration of justice is paramount. Therefore, the need for this training. Those participating in today's training are very fortunate in the sense that one of the resource persons in the person of Ida Drame is very much conversant with your respective duties and roles.
Alaji Amadou Toure, president of the notaries and chair of the commissioners of oaths and justices of the peace, says the training offers a valuable opportunity for members to deepen their understanding of the law and advance human rights in the Gambia, and thanked the judiciary and the American Bar Association for facilitating the training.
The workshop would not have come at a better time than now, since the association is not even up to 1 year old. Its importance cannot be overemphasized, as it's going to benefit us in as follows: widen our horizon, give us the opportunity to interact and know each other, give us sound knowledge about the roles, responsibilities, and limitations of the various categories of commissioners.
Over the next 2 days, participants will receive training on key principles such as diligence, impartiality, and integrity, and important procedural matters. The aim is to enhance their professional work and strengthen their contributions to the legal system. Ansmaneso Nyasi for KTV News. The Westminster Foundation for Democracy held a training on gender-responsive budgeting for local councillors and people with disabilities on Saturday. Yafatu Gay tells us more.
This capacity building training aims to promote an inclusive and accountable political system where all citizens, regardless of sex, origin, disability, ethnicity, religion, or any other status, have the opportunity to participate and influence politics and laws, as well as hold institutions and those in power accountable for their decisions. Tabunjai Sar, country director for WFD and gender expert, emphasized the importance of gender and inclusion in budgeting.
With the aim of enhancing capacity to have an inclusive budget that responds to the needs of the diverse population across the country. Since the Gambia embarks on a decentralized system of governance at council level and run council with taxes collected from the people, it is important to ensure that basic services provided by council reaches everyone living within the jurisdiction of councils where one pays taxes, regardless of sex, race, religion, partisan politics, etc.
Alaji K. Saho, the Vice Chairman of Kerawan Area Council, urged participants to share the knowledge gained during the training with their community members.
Make sure that all the genders are catered as expected. We think after this program, when we go back to our respective councils, we'll make sure that we inform our people there, the councillors, what is gender-based budgeting. And if they don't know, then you, the people who came here, will make them to know that gender-based budgeting is key in terms of achieving our democracy, in terms of achieving our development in councils and the central government as well.
Honorable Ndai Sen, nominated member for the Differently Able in Birkama Area Council, encouraged the inclusion of people with disability in decision-making. Participants shared their views on budgeting, emphasizing the need for inclusion and their involvement in decision-making. They also highlighted the challenges in accessing funds and receiving support from stakeholders. This training aims to enhance participants' knowledge and skills in understanding budgets and how they can use to address the rights and welfare of women and girls. It empowers participants to identify and allocate resources to sectors that support women and girls. As a leading UK-based organization, WFD focuses on supporting democratic processes, promoting political transparency, and empowering civil society. Reporting for QTV News, I am Yafatu Gay.
And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap from main headlines. On his ongoing Meet the People tour, President Barrow visited the road development projects in Basse, as well as the Sare Silere water and electricity projects in Woolly West. A two-day national stakeholders dialogue on mental health rights in the Gambia commenced today as part of efforts to address mental health challenges in the Gambia. The Gambia Bureau of Statistics, GBOS, commemorated African Statistics Day alongside the Producer User Forum on Monday. The Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment hosted a one-day forum focused on the African Continental Free Trade Area Protocol on Women and Youth in Trade. A two-day ethics training for notaries public, commissioners of oaths and justices of the peace was organized by the Judiciary of the Gambia. And that's all we have for you in this bulletin. To join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.